I didn't intend to come here this year. My country is at war, fighting for its life. And that's true. We will fight until we achieve victory, total victory. There is no substitute for it. There is no place in Iran that the long arm of Israel cannot reach, and that's true of the entire Middle East.
In West Asia, Israel is opening another war front. It is bombing Lebanon. The target is Hezbollah, but paying the price again are ordinary people. Since Monday, 700 people have been killed. 30,000 have crossed over to Syria. They're trying to escape another war. And where is Benjamin Netanyahu? The Israeli Prime Minister is thousands of kilometers away. He is in New York addressing the United Nations General Assembly.
I didn't intend to come here this year. My country is at war, fighting for its life. But after I heard the lies and slanders leveled at my country by many of the speakers at this podium, I decided to come here and set the record straight.
Netanyahu is trying to set the record straight. After all, it's his first speech at the UNGA since the war began last October. So he came armed with evidence, maps. They are a Netanyahu staple at the United Nations General Assembly, but this time he had two of them, a map of blessing and a map of curse. The blessing map is the one that he showed last year. It shows the India, Middle East, Europe economic corridor. The curse map is the new one, and it's linked to Iran. It shows Iranian proxies in the region. And of course, it came with a warning.
I have a message for the tyrants of Tehran. If you strike us, we will strike you. There is no place in Iran that the long arm of Israel cannot reach. And that's true of the entire Middle East.
The Israeli Prime Minister did not stop there. He stressed on his war goals, bringing all hostages back, ending Hamas, and demilitarizing Gaza.
The reason is simple. Because if Hamas stays in power, it will regroup, rearm, and attack Israel again and again and again, as it is vowed to do. So Hamas has got to go.
Netanyahu remains confident that Israel is winning this war. While the speech got some cheers, not everyone was pleased. Several delegations walked out right before he took the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, order. Order, please.
That's never bothered Netanyahu, though. And he made it clear again with his speech today that this war will continue. Ceasefire is not on Israel's mind. It has been striking Lebanon since Monday. The world called for restraint, but the appeals fell on deaf ears. So on Wednesday, the US and France came up with a proposal, a 21-day ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel. Basically, a temporary pause in fighting. 12 countries backed this proposal, and Washington seemed truly excited. It was like they finally had made a breakthrough. The popular assumption was that Israel had agreed to it, else why would America announce it? Reports say behind the scenes, things were looking positive. Israel and Hezbollah had seen this proposal. In fact, Israel was on board. There was a sort of an understanding. America was apparently led to believe that both parties would sign it, which is why they went public with it. Sounds like good diplomacy behind the scenes, but there was one problem. Netanyahu did not get the memo, or maybe he did, and he chose to ignore it, because hours after the ceasefire announcement, the Israeli Prime Minister denounced it. He called ceasefire reports incorrect. He said Israel will continue to fight with full force.
My policy, our policy is clear. We are continuing to hit Hezbollah with full force, and we will not stop until we achieve all our goals. First and foremost, returning the residents of the north safely to their homes.
Of course, Washington is not happy with this. America is Israel's biggest ally. They're sending them weapons. They're vetoing UN resolutions. They're going all out for Israel. So they expected Israel to return the favor. They had brought allies on board. They'd pitched for peace. The indication was that Israel would agree.
That statement we worked on last night wasn't just drawn up in a vacuum. It was done after careful consultation, not only with the countries that signed on to it, but Israel itself. And we had every reason to believe that in the drafting of it and in the delivery of it, that the Israelis were fully informed and fully aware of every word in it.
Basically, Netanyahu did a U-turn, and he may have a reason for it. Since October 7th last year, Netanyahu's approval ratings have been falling. He's not popular at all at home. But that changed this week. The pager blast, followed by the attacks in Lebanon, have boosted his ratings. If elections were to be held today in Israel, his Likud party would lead. So Netanyahu is suddenly popular again, and his far-right government wants this war. I guess the Israeli Prime Minister chose domestic support over international praise. But what does this mean for West Asia? As we speak, the attacks on Lebanon continue. Multiple explosions were heard in Beirut. Israel says the strikes will intensify. It is sending troops to the northern border. They will be stationed there, possibly for a ground invasion. So right now, peace is on the back burner. All signs point to more escalation and an all-out war. It's the last thing West Asia needs.